Hey, what's up, family? Welcome back, or welcome to another video. Glad to have you here. We are on day 7 of Trusting God's Plan and Awaiting. It's a beautiful journey about Joseph, and we're going to be consecutively posting videos for 22 days straight on our own journey, just asking God to continue to do amazing things over the next 22 days. He's already done so much. If you haven't already, make sure you go back, watch days 1 through 6. Like, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, make sure you check out Mastering the Faith. It is my new YouTube channel where we're doing nothing but faith and mindset videos and content. And it's a beautiful thing, man. If you found this video through Mastering the Man, that is my overarching hub of content where we talk about things like fashion, faith, fitness, and finance. So glad to have you here. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Day 7, Trusting God's Plan and Awaiting. Let's go. It says, sometime later. Sometime later, what a loaded phrase. We have no idea how long Joseph had been in prison, but it's safe to say sometime later still seemed like forever to Joseph. Two key people of influence now entered Joseph's care life at the prison: Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and chief baker. These prominent officials personally served the king and knew all the ins and outs of how he ran the kingdom. Talk about a wealth of knowledge, and to think God's purpose and orchestration were all still happening while Joseph was confined. God was preparing him during the wait with the responsibility of leading and caring for people and things. Can you imagine what these guys must have been like? First of all, they had offended their master, and who knows for what reason. Then, they're held in custody at the house of the captain of the guard. Remember him? That's Potiphar. They must have thought Joseph, this fellow prisoner, was the scum of the earth. After all, they were the bigwigs who worked directly for Pharaoh. After they had been in custody for some time, oh, here we go again. We have no clue how long it's been. But with Joseph serving them every day, they may have finally broken down their walls of pride and begun talking to him. Why not? He's their caregiver. Attentive Joseph notices they both seem bummed out with discouraging and depressing looks on their faces. To quickly summarize, they both had prophetic dreams the same night, but they have no idea what they mean. Joseph says, do not interpretations belong to God? And so they tell their crazy dreams to him. God gives Joseph the meaning of the dreams. In 3 days, the cupbearer will be serving drinks to his boss, and the baker, let's just say he's baked his last cake for Pharaoh. Here's the heart of where we waiters can really identify with Joseph when he says to them, but when all goes well with you, remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison. For I was forcibly carried off from the land of the Hebrews, and even here I have done nothing to deserve to be put in such a dungeon. The Bible doesn't underline the nothing to deserve phrase, but don't you feel Joseph's frustration? Joseph is doing the best he possibly can with the lemons given to him, but he's tired of making lemonade. Joseph sees the cupbearer as his get out of jail free card. Tomorrow we'll see what the cupbearer does. And today's questions are: do you feel you deserve to be in the wait you're in? Why or why not? How do you feel about Joseph stepping up and urging them to say something to Pharaoh on his behalf? Are there people, family members, friends, or community in your life who you can serve as you wait on God? If so, how can you take the next steps of service? And that's day 7, man. So let's get right into these questions because I'm kind of excited about what we just read. And I relate to a lot of it, of course, because I've always been in that. I relate to a lot of it, of course, because I've been in that season of waiting. I'm currently in that season of waiting, of just asking God to do something special in my life, something that I can never even dream of. And that's why I started on this 22 days of doing this Bible plan on camera with you all, trying to build a community for God, trying to connect with people who believe in God and just have this faith about them as we continue to grow in our faith and understanding of the Word. And so it says, do you feel you deserve to be the weight you're in? Why or why not? I personally feel like I deserve to be in the weight that I'm in. I, for a long time, did a lot of things on my own time. It wasn't, I was making decisions. I was making decisions. I was taking the next steps. But the one thing that I was missing was the confirmation from God. And even when God was speaking to me, I was hesitant. So now I'm in the season of wait because I have to do what God tells me to do, and I have to wait on Him to move again. A lot of times God is going to move in our lives, and if we don't listen, we just have to wait. We might have to miss that boat, but He's always going to come back and get us. He's not going to leave us. He doesn't abandon the one, Okay, just remember that. How do you feel about Joseph stepping up and urging them to say something to Pharaoh on his behalf? Honestly, this was surprising because as I'm reading and I'm understanding just what's going on, like I said, Joseph is probably frustrated. This was a beautiful moment because Joseph finally stands up for himself in this moment and says, I don't deserve to be here. I'm doing great works. I'm faithful. I'm trusting God to do something special in my life. I'm even trusting Him to use you as a vessel to get me out of here, because that was from God's mouth off of Joseph's tongue. That asking, that pleading, don't forget me when you get there, was God saying, Joseph, this is your moment. This is your jail, get out of jail free card, like they said in the devotion. And he just takes the moment. He doesn't wait. Had he not said anything to the cupbearer, who knows how long he would be waiting in prison if he was get out at all, right? So you have to take moments that God gives you and utilize them for the best. Are there people, family members, friends, or community in your life who you can serve as you wait on God? Yeah, I mean, I are there people, family members, friends, or community in your life who you can serve as you wait on God? If so, how can you take the next steps of service? In your journey or your pursuit of purpose, make it a service, right? Serve God, serve His kingdom, serve His community, serve those around you who, you know, may not know God and may just need to see God work through you. As you continue to try to build, you have to have value, right? You have to have value for other people's life. You can't take and take and take and ask people to just support me, but you're not supporting them. So in your communities, in your friends groups, in your family, find people that, you know, can help propel you into your purpose just by service. Don't look for anything out of it as far as compensation or money, but just do it out of the kindness of your heart and ask God, hey God, is this a person that I'm supposed to serve? And if so, do it with all your heart. But before we get out of here, I almost forgot. We have the verses. Okay, so it's Genesis 40. It says, sometime, and the verses are really just snippets that they built the devotion out of. But it says, Genesis 40, it says, sometime later, Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and chief baker offended their royal master. Pharaoh became angry with these two officials, and he put them in the prison where Joseph was, and in the place of the captain of the guard. They remained in prison for quite some time, and the captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, who looked after them. While they were in prison, Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker each had a dream one night, and each dream had its own meaning. When Joseph saw them the next morning, he noticed that they both looked upset. Why do you look so worried today? He asked them. And they replied, we both had dreams last night, but no one can tell us what they mean. Interpreting dreams is God's business, Joseph replied. Go ahead and tell me your dreams. So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream first. In my dream, he said, I saw a grapevine in front of me. The vine had 3 branches, and that began to bud and blossom, and soon it produced clusters of ripe grapes. I was holding Pharaoh's wine cup in my hand, so I took a cluster of grapes and squeezed the juice into a cup. Then I placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. This is what the dream means, Joseph said. The 3 branches represent 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift you up and restore you to your position as his chief cupbearer. And please remember me and do me a favor when things go well for you. Mention me to Pharaoh so he might let me out of this place. For I was kidnapped from my homeland, the land of the Hebrews, and now I'm here in prison. But I did nothing to deserve it. When the chief baker saw Joseph had given the first dream such a positive interpretation, he said to Joseph, I had a dream too. In my dream, there were 3 baskets of white pastry stacked on my head. The top basket contained all kinds of pastries for Pharaoh, but the birds came and ate them from the basket on my head. This is what the dream means, Joseph said. The 3 baskets also represent 3 days. 3 days from now, Pharaoh will lift you up and impale your body on a pole. Then birds will come and peck away at your flesh. Pharaoh's birthday came 3 days later, and he prepared a banquet for all his officials and staff. He summoned his chief cupbearer and chief baker to join the other officials. He then restored the chief cupbearer to his former position so he could again hand Pharaoh his cup. But Pharaoh impaled the chief baker, just as Joseph had predicted when he interpreted his dream. And that's it for today. You guys know it's day 7, so you should know that we're going to the group chat in the Bible app. If you haven't already, hit the link in the description. Join the app. Join the Bible plan. It's never too late. We got 22 days. It's not too late. Join the Bible plan. Join us in the group chat. Let us know what you're thinking about the devotions. Let us know what you're thinking about the readings and the verses. And let's just have fun with it, man. Let's continue to ask God to do something special on today. If you found this video through Mastering a Man, welcome back. I guess you guys are family as always. I appreciate you for all the support. If you guys are finding this video through Mastering the Faith, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Join the family, man. This is a channel that I'm building from scratch, trusting God to do something special on this channel and connect me with the people who just want to seek God's voice and seek God's people and just hear him and let him work in their lives. And that's what we're trying to do here at Mastering the Faith. It's all about faith. It's all about mindset. It's all about becoming a person that God wishes us to be. And as always, I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for making it to the end of the video. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow, day 8. Keep mastering.